let's start with the Apple II Forever Awards, and I'm going to pass it on to Peter.
Thank you, Steve. Starting in 2010, the KansasFest Committee began awarding members of the Apple II community for significant contributions to the Apple II. Now, this could be either promoting the Apple II, developing new software or hardware or publicity for the Apple II, or it could be something that they did during the active years of the Apple II. This year, we've decided to recognize one group. It's always difficult because there's so many people doing such great work for the Apple II. There's so many people who have done fantastic work for the Apple II. But this year, though, we felt that this one group stood out, not only for their technical accomplishments, but their artistic accomplishments, and at least in my mind, the teamwork, the ability for this group to draw together multiple people over multiple years to deliver something that's greater than any one person could do. It's always so difficult to take a idea, a hobby project, and turn it into something that's a success that can be consistently sold. So this year, I would like to recognize Mark Lemmert and the Nox Archaist Team. Mark, do you want to make any comments?
Wow, thank you. I am honored, and until you asked me the other day if I would be online at 9:45, I did not expect this. I would not have expected it any less if the Spanish Inquisition had showed up on the Zoom meeting this morning. Thank you so much. Very honored. It's been an incredible journey with all of you, and I'm honored that Nox Archaist has been impactful enough and enjoyed enough for our work on it to be worthy of this award. And many thanks to the Apple II and KansasFest community for your early and ongoing support of the project, and many thanks to my teammates at 6502 Workshop, the community contributors and beta testers who helped make Nox Archaist the very best that it could be.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, everybody else who has made this project possible. It's one of the few examples of an Apple II project that's gotten attention outside the Apple II community. Thank you again. Back to you, Steve.
Thanks again.
All right. So the next thing we want to talk about are HackFest rewards, correct? And that would be having Kay Savetz tell us about this.
You are the yellow point and have to bypass the green point from one field to another. Pressing the left button of the mouse and giving direction. In this way. There is a Mockingbird song I have reproduced.
hfs-boot is a GSOS boot block and loader for HFS, allowing people to boot GSOS off of an HSF formatted drive. Peter's program is TextBoot. He said here the objective here came from an idea from 4am to have a bootloader written entirely in BASIC. This is as close as he could get, with 14 bytes of binary in stage 1 and the rest is pure text. This program fools the Apple into behaving as if someone had typed a bunch of commands by hand into the monitor and press return. These commands create and run another program which reads more of the disk. That program fools the Apple II into behaving as if someone had typed basic commands into the basic prompt and press return.
I call my project listener, period, new line. It allows a network-capable Apple II GS to do voice dictation, period, new line. First, I wrote an app for iOS called the Listener app, period, new line. The app asks for the IP address of the Apple II GS and then connects to that address, period, new line. On the GS, comma, I wrote a new desk accessory called Listener, period, new line. It receives the connection from the app, period, new line. Then, comma, if you tap the listen button in the iOS app, comma, the phone starts transcribing your voice to text and sends that text to the GS. It sends key down events to produce the output, period, new line.
Total Replay detects Mockingboard sound cards and configures the slot that it found the card in the code of all the games that use a Mockingboard. Some Mockingboard cards have speech capability. Several games are written that use one or other of these chips depending on how old the game is. Neither version works with all the games. The speech chips are rare and effectively unobtainium. So how can we all appreciate these games as they were originally intended? The SAM speech card is more widely available secondhand, and the schematics are also available so people can make their own. If you don't want to build one, a version of SAM is available inside A2 Heaven's Mega Audio sound card. There's even a software implementation of SAM, which uses the built-in Apple II speaker, so you don't need any additional hardware at all if you don't want to. So what if we can patch all the games in Total Replay that have speech to use SAM instead? I've been focusing my efforts this week on Jeremy Rand's Bejeweled game, which uses speech to give encouragement. I've got a startup program that B-loads the auxiliary SAM version into main memory 2000, and then it calls the loader to load it into auxiliary memory. And I've also got a small patch for the game fixes for Bejeweled.
Wave 7.
And that was Crime Wave 7, if you didn't pick it up. That's a demonstration of the actual sound coming out of the hardware version. I've got the loader written for the speaker version, which doesn't actually require the hardware. That was the sound, or the phrase ready again. It uses the same interface, so it sounds a bit different with the software. Anyway, the interface is common between the two different implementations of SAM, and the next step is to actually patch it into a game. Yeah, I can't show the patches running here. I've been doing it in the Applewin emulator, but anyway, I know where to patch it. I've got the patches done. Yeah, like I said, I haven't got it completely working. So,
hi, my name is Mark Lemmert, and this is my entry for HackFest for KFest 2021. And what I tried to do was recreate a scene from the movie Explorers. So in the movie Explorers, it stars Ethan Hawke and River Phoenix from the 1980s, and they create a spaceship and control it using an Apple IIc. So on the side here, I'll try to show kind of side by side of what I recreated. So I basically tried to recreate their lab, which is in their basement, where they play around with a sphere that is going to enclose their spaceship and allow them to fly up into space. I'm just going to put in some coordinates to start the sphere off in their lab, Z-axis. So here it is, and hopefully have a side-by-side showing it in the movie. Of course, this is only on green screen, so it's not completely identical. In the movie, it seems like maybe they're not actually using an Apple IIc to do it because there is they use red for the sphere, and they also have the text seems to be a little bit smaller than what you probably could achieve in a readable sense. I'm not totally sure, but that's what it kind of seems like. So here we've got controls A or Z will let us kind of move the sphere closer to us or farther away. And then the arrows allow us to kind of move the sphere around the room.
Hey there everyone, Scott Lawrence here to present my KansasFest 2021 HackFest entry. It's called Llama Writer. It's a Python program that runs on modern computers that pretends to be an ImageWriter 1 or 2. I have it hooked up to this Apple IIc here using a special USB adapter, which is back here, that I made, but there's nothing special about it. Any USB serial interface should work fine. In fact, if you have a cable for use with ADT Pro, you could just use that. You just need to plug it into the printer port instead of the serial port. And your eyes did not deceive you. I put in sound files just for certain events, just for the fun of it. So it's prompting me right now for either printouts, a Bluetooth serial port, or a regular serial port, and I want that regular serial port. So there we go. And now it's open, ready, and listening. So all I have to do here is do Command P to print. Print from the beginning, ImageWriter, and there we go. I don't know if you heard it or not, but it did just make a little paper advance sound. Now I will just tear off the page by pressing T. I can also enter a file name, so I'll call it text doc. So there we go. Now, if I go over here into my printouts directory, I have a textdoc.html. You'll see a lot of the same sort of thing. This is test of AppleWorks. This is bolded text, and if you notice, it actually is bold, and underline, which is apparently okay. So I got this spreadsheet here, which is just a basic spreadsheet, nothing special about it. Now, when I hit Command P, that has the same information. It's the same sheet. So I can now print any text document to here. How about some graphics? Well, I kind of ran out of time to get graphics working right now, but in the future I'll be adding them in.
Forrest Lowe's program is a Python script to copy Apple ProDOS files between two .po files. He wrote, last week I needed to copy a ProDOS file between two .po files and could not find that capability in CiderPress or Apple Commander, so I thought I would roll my own. It was Thursday, so voila, a HackFest project. Never mind, I barely know ProDOS or Python. I downloaded the latest version of Python and started reading the Quick Python book by Naomi Cedar, and currently I am about halfway through it. I also dug out my copy of the new combined version of Beneath Apple DOS and Beneath Apple ProDOS 2020, and on Friday morning I started coding. I had a minimal version of the program working. Image file names entered in code, doesn't check if the file name exists on the destination volume, only copies seedling files, does update volume bitmap, does not yet update the volume header data.
Wow, that's a lot. And all those programs were written during KansasFest. HackFest started a little more than 1 week ago with the entry deadline yesterday morning. And we had 3 judges who had the very difficult job of understanding these sometimes very complex programs, understanding what people accomplished, and trying to come up with a winner and prizes for that. Our 3 judges this year were Kay, Quinn, and Carrington. Kay was our head judge. So let's move on to our next video to figure out who the winners were. All these contests, all these entries are over in the HackFest channel on Discord. You can watch the videos again, and I think in all cases you can download the software.
Hey, I'm Kay Savetz, and I am the HackFest judge who has been given the task to tell you who are the winners of the 2021 KansasFest HackFest. And I'll tell you, great entries. I mean, it's always amazing to see the stuff that people can come up with to do in a limited amount of time. And there were 8 entries this year, and they were all fantastic. And it's a difficult and frankly stupid job. It's dumb. How do we even pick which of these things are the best of from a group of amazing things? So I'll get straight to it and tell you who the big winners are. We're going to pick the top 3. The number 1 vote getter amongst the judges was TextBoot by Cucumba. One of the judges said, "TextBoot is insane, even taking into account Cucumba's base level of insanity." And another said, "It's certainly a pure hack in the sense of making things like the text buffer and basic token interpreter do things they were not intended to do." And another said that they think of Cucumba as a person who knows everything and can do everything, usually in fewer than 10 bytes. So he'd have to pull off something truly amazing to even be considered as a winner, because he'd always win everything all the time. But that said, a bootloader in BASIC is an amazing project, and it's even an amazing project for Cucumba. So congratulations to him for the first place win. In second place, Jeremy Rand's Listener, the iOS app along with 2GS desk accessory that allows the Apple to take dictation. One of the judges said, "Jeremy always impresses, and this thing is quite a cross-platform tour de force." And also coming in at second place in a tie for second place was Kelvin Sherlock's HFS-boot. One of the judges said, "This seems like a consummate HackFest entry, a cool, original thing entirely for the Apple II, done via a neat chunk of assembly code and hacked out in a few days. It's also potentially useful and expandable. There's nothing not to like about that." Strong agree, and well done. And coming in third place is giving Total Replay another voice, a nice enhancement to both classic and modern games on classic hardware. One of the judges said it's a stunning technical achievement, moving SAM into auxiliary memory and then patching games to use it from there via replacing Mockingbird phonemes is one of those things I wouldn't even attempt because I wouldn't expect it to be doable. Another judge said this is a super fun project, a really neat idea that adds real-world extra fun to Apple II games. Nothing not to like about it here. So that's all the awards I get to give out. And congratulations to all of you. And I just want to reiterate that the other entries, great work. Llama Writer is fun and potentially very useful. And I love the fact that it makes printing sounds just because it can. That's awesome. Forrest Lowe gets huge credit for his .po copy script for starting knowing nothing about ProDOS internals or Python and yet managing to script it up and make it work. In fact, after deadline, he contacted me on the Discord and said that he had managed to make another part of it work. So he's still working on it, and that is awesome. The scroll game looks like fun, and I want to play it. Good work there. And the Explorers thing was amazing. Just being able to recreate the vector graphics from the movie is so fun and such a unique idea, and well done, all of you. So that's all from me. Congratulations to all of you. Good work, and thank you for participating in the HackFest.
Thank you. That's fantastic. And I misspoke on our judges. Our judges are actually Kay, Carrington, Quinn, and Mark Pilgrim. Sorry, Mark. We'll contact all of the winners about their prize. This year, KansasFest is buying the prizes rather than asking vendors to donate them. So far, our prize list has fantastic things like a Nox Archaist box set, a Call Apple What's Where in the Apple Book, a JuiceGS subscription, an Ethernet 2, a floppy emu, a Booty Apple II card, and also this year we started a new store on our website with a Apple II rainbow hat and some other branded merchandise. We're also offering a gift card to one of the winners. So thank you again. Thank you to all the winners, and thank you to our judges.